Okay, so fingers crossed this is streaming. It looks like we've got connection and everything else. Fantastic. So, my painting addiction part 3. So, today's going to be Gwaien on the painting board. I wanted to do a core character and get. I was thinking of Solka, as I said in my other videos. I just love Solka, the character, playing her, and the miniature. Absolutely love it. But I'm a bit of a sucker for Japanese themed things anyway. But Gwaien, the glass cannon. I've seen a few posts on people talking about Gwaien on Facebook, and she is awesome to play. She's squishy as hell, but my word, can she hit! You get that fireball and chain lightning working at the same time, possibly with the teleport as well, and boom, that's a big damage first turn. Anyway, I'm going contrast again. I might try something a bit different. Ooh. And hey, board game dungeon again. I see you, and Chaos Kenwa. How's it going? Did you watch the Weatherstone video? I couldn't see it on the chat, the actual link. Well, to be honest, I couldn't get the chat up. I'm trying to figure out how I get the chat up on the recording of the video of the live stream, if that makes sense. So actually, if Board Game Dungeon, if you're on Discord, if you don't mind chucking it on there in the painting techniques or the SFB, that'd be quite cool. But yeah, I couldn't find a link. Now, whether it's because I'm using an iPad or something, I don't know. But you made a good point. I think it was you who said it about the fact of varnishing. So I mentioned last stream that I don't varnish my miniatures and not planning to. And one of the reasons I said that is so you can't paint over it. But apparently, you can. And I thought you would need to kind of like prime them again for the paint to stick. But you certainly said that. I think it was yourself, Board Game Dungeon. Tell me if I'm wrong. But you certainly made a really valid point. If you can, that's fantastic. And that'll be great for people to watch. So we're going with Gwaien, as I say. Trying to follow the card art pretty closely. The only difference is... All right, cool. Cool. That's Board Game Dungeon just agreeing that it was them that said about the fact that you can paint over them, which is really, really good, because if you can varnish your miniatures, protect them, but still paint over them later, then that's kind of a win-win. So maybe, actually, I think you've changed my mind as well. So I think I might be getting a spray varnish and then doing that the same, because you're better off trying to protect your miniatures rather than just leave them completely. So yeah, that might be something I start to do a lot more frequently. Now, linked to her, I was going to say armour, her cloak, and this kind of purplish colour. I didn't really want to go with purple. Now, contrast purple, it's nice on small detail, but if you've got cloaks and large areas, it can look quite muddy. Hang on, let's go full screen. It can look quite muddy, which is not ideal. So one of my just favourite colours, although not essential. It's definitely not an essential colour, but it is one of my favourite, is Gryph-Charger Grey. It's like a very light blue grey. Do I have a Board Game Dungeon, I'll try and find one out and post up on the chat in a bit, if that's all right. But yeah, you should, if you're not a member of the Discord community, get in there, because it is such a good community. For all Mythics games, but whichever ones you want to go for. I love the Mythic Games Discord. It's where I started with the whole community, and it's where we're going to continue to go from strength to strength. So yeah, I'll make sure I get the Discord link at some point. Okay, so moving on to our painting. First of all, I managed to finish off. I did put a picture on the Discord. I finished off the statues. Pretty happy with them. Not absolutely enamoured with them. But effectively what I ended up doing was the contrast grey, which is on here now, which looks pretty good. I highlighted, dry brushed. I dry brushed with Grey Seer. Now, Grey Seer is one of those white paints I talked about before. One of the 3 white paints. I know it's not white; it's grey, but that you touch up. So if you make mistakes, you can use Grey Seer. Grey Seer is actually a really nice priming spray as well that you can use if you want a slightly grey. So just dry brush that over the miniature. It helped to highlight it a little bit. And then made sure I did the bolts in the same metallic colour as the miniature figure. And then I put Ard Coat. So what I was mentioning before, to give that kind of sheen, to make it look like a gem, it's this technical paint called Ard Coat. Now, it's a bit like a varnish as well, so it will protect the paint as well. But any kind of eyes, I can't remember who said, actually. I can't remember who said it about the fact that they use this stuff. I believe they said that they use this stuff on eyes and gems and so forth. But yeah, I have used this on other miniatures for eyes, mouths. If you want kind of like a Slither look to your miniatures, this stuff's great. Stormtroopers. So when I did my Imperial Assault Stormtroopers, Ard Coat over all the armour, which makes it like gloss, just like the films. Everything else. So yeah, really nice technical paint to use. The other thing is, which I know I talked about, contrast be a great thing to get started with. But as with anything, the painting hobby is not cheap. So just be aware. I know I'm sure he won't mind. But Chaos was asking about kind of like what paints to start with and everything to paint the miniatures. And it can rack up a fair amount of money if you buy a lot of these. I mean, you're talking about I think you can get these for about £4 a pot, for £4 to £5 a pot. So suddenly, when you pick up 10 pots, that's like 50 quid, 45 quid or something like that. Quite a lot. Then you get the contrast paint, and that's another tenner. So suddenly, just to get started, it costs a fair amount. So the kind of essential contrast colours to get, obviously it depends what miniatures you're painting, but Apothecary White, 100%. That's a really important one. Snakebite Leather for your browns. So you got like whites, browns. The black is a really nice black, and I know I haven't used them much at the moment, but the black Templar is fantastic because you want a contrast for black. If you want skin colour, which I'm going to be using today with Gwaien, Guilliman Flesh, really nice one, for just a standard white colour. Basilican Grey, obviously, which I used last time. So I would say those are your 5, and then, oh no, hang on. So I've already, we've already come to 5, and we can't forget about the yellow. I've said it before, the yellow's so nice to get the colours. And then it's kind of like your primary colours, right? So blue, red, you might want to get a green. So suddenly that's, like I say, that's 9 pots just to get kind of like the base colours. So it isn't cheap, and I am aware of that. But, if you buy Citadel normal paints, it's not going to be vastly different anyway. But the beauty of buying your Citadel normal traditional paints is that you can obviously blend them and make many different colours. So you can make a purple from a red and a blue. You can with contrast, I believe, but you need like a mixing medium, I think, or something like that. You've got quite a bit of chat going on. Gloss varnish bottle. Right, cool. Yeah, it was Board Game Dungeon. Awesome. So I'm just going to set up my iPad so I can actually read it. Gloss varnish bottle, and the matte with the gloss really pops. Cool. That's really, really, really useful to know. So yeah, it might be something I might be getting into, a bit of varnishing. You never know. Okay, so back to, where's she gone? Back to Gwaien. So we're going to follow, as I say, we're going to follow this as best as we can. I'm going to give it a go at mixing. This could be an absolute disaster. I was thinking of mixing a yellow with Apothecary White and seeing if I would, just on my amazing palette here, which people are really pleased about. I'm going to be using that to kind of try the hair and see how it goes. It might be a disaster, but hey ho, got to try these things, right? But we're going to start with the lightest tone, which I think will be the skin, and just so I can show you what flesh tone and what Guilliman flesh actually looks like. Now, to answer those people going straight in new to painting, as I say, you know, what the contrasts do, they're really fantastic for not having to worry about all the different stages. However, when you think about all the different colours you've got to buy, it can rack up a little bit. And we obviously haven't used Guilliman flesh yet for Marius, so this will be interesting to see. But if you're planning on painting any humans, certainly Caucasian humans, obviously, then Guilliman flesh is kind of like the bread and butter for that. So let's get straight into it. So we're going to go straight in with the eye. Now the eyes, so this side's fire and this side's lightning. So she's actually got a kind of yellow eye this side, a yellowy orange eye this side, and a very light blue eye this side. What I think I'm going to do is literally go over the eyes with the Guilliman flesh, and then I'm going to go in with a smaller brush with Rathbone base paint, just to kind of touch up on that. Okay, so that's the plan. So again, not being too afraid to get that, you know, we're having a bit of paint on there. Now, you could argue for an elf, which I think Gwaien is, she's got a lighter skin tone compared to humans, if you see what I mean. So this could seem a bit shade too dark, but I wanted to carry on with the contrast paints and just see what kind of result we can get out. I mean, if I was going to do this properly, and spend a long time on this, I would go in with this technique, and then I would go in with traditional paints and layer the face to get a really solid result. But let's see how this turns out. Cheers, Chaos. Okay, so let's get in. That, and then we are going straight to the legs from there. But again, Wraithbone, it really does give such a nice warm glow to your contrast paints. So I'm really pleased with that. But I ran out last night doing all the tokens, so we're going to have to replenish my Rathbone spray and get a new one. Oops, sorry. Let's just keep this in for you. Cool. So we've just got to be careful of this, so we don't want to pull the skin, especially at the top, because that wouldn't seem very realistic. Nice. Okay. Then. Make sure I've got it inside there when I've got the paint out. She's got like a necklace, a kind of bronzy kind of gold necklace, so we can do that afterwards. Right, arms next. Just looking. Okay, so in all the pictures, her arms are actually in fire and in lightning. In all the pictures, they're not actually as skin, so I'm not going to use the flesh on the arms. I'm going to try and stick to the card art as best I can, and that'll certainly be the plan for this. Okay, so that's the skin tone done. That's such a good sculpt. I love these sculpts. I absolutely love the miniatures. I couldn't have been more chuffed how good these miniatures are. Okay, I suppose we better have a go at the hair next. This will be interesting. So with Joan of Arc, what I've been doing with blonde hair is just using this, but it's so small, the miniatures, that it doesn't really matter too much. That this could, this may not work at all. But let's give it a go. Actually, does anyone know on the chat, like, if you can literally just blanket mix contrast paints, or does it absolutely ruin their effect? If you're not sure, don't worry, we're going to find out in a minute. So, bit yellow. A bit of white. I think people are in shock of my my use of a wooden board as a palette. Right, okay. Okay, ready? Here we go. Yeah. The good news is it looks like it's still contrasting. It's still going in the recesses. Now the Apothecary White might have made that a little bit more green than a light yellow. I don't know. I think once it dries, that will look more blonde than just bright yellow. What I don't want is it to be bright yellow, of course. That just won't look right at all. So this will be interesting, for sure. Obviously, the spray didn't get very far underneath, but that's fine. I think it just naturally just add to the shadow effect of the hair. You know what? I think that'll be all right. Just get away some of that. Let's go to smaller brush and just get around the ears and the eyes. Ears and the eyes? What am I about? Around the ears. I think the paint's literally just run out. The ears and the head. Let's have a little look. You know what? I think that'll work. Bit too much paint perhaps there. Okay. We'll soon find out. Blending two contrast color works really well. Yeah, it seems to. Cool. That's good to know. I just never really knew about it. Board Game Dungeon, to be honest. I obviously knew that you could play with contrast, and they are paints, so I presumed you could blend them. But I'm so used to using a wet palette, and I know you obviously can't use a wet palette with contrasts. But if you just get a normal palette, a normal plastic palette, or a tile, people tend to use like a white tile, and you can just mix on there, and that would work perfect. Yeah, that seems to be fine. Nice. Happy with that. Right, okay. What's next? Let's go. Let's try the cloak. This Gryph-Charger Grey. Yeah, although, or do I go purple? I think this might be better for the lightning, to be honest. In fact, yeah, change of mind. This is going to be, the Gryph-Charger is going to be for the lightning. And you'll see why. As I chuck this on. Now I am going to have to dry brush this with some white because we want it to really stand out. But let's put it just underneath there and go on the other side. And the beauty is that when you prime your miniature, you're naturally going to get some light areas and dark areas, and that's really going to shine through. Cool. Okay, so it is a bit dark at the moment. but when it dries, it will dry a little bit lighter, and then when we get the white dry brush onto it, I think that'll make it pop. I might just get what I might actually do while it's wet. I'm going to get a bit of blue, kind of almost like blend it on the miniature. Okay, that's not going to work. That's not going to play ball at all. So maybe a little bit towards the arm, and a little bit, and just trying to make it look a little bit more vibrant, a little bit bluer. I think that'll do. Yeah, that's a bit better. Got a bit of blue in there as well. Okay, so Gryph-Charger Grey and then a bit of Talassar blue again as our main blue. Cool. Yeah, that works. And they are so easy to use. Right, which means that... Well, you saw what the Gryph-Charger was. It's this kind of colour. It needs to be more purple. I'm gonna go with purple. That Shyish purple again. And pray it comes out all right. I'm not confident about the cloak. You know what? What I could do is I could do the kind of armour parts with the Shyish purple, and then this flowing cloak I can do with Gryph-Charger, and then what we could do with this sash coming down the back is just do that, yeah, another colour. Maybe. Oh, no, that... yeah. Okay. So with the Shyish purple, I'm going to go on the armour. So, yeah, let's go back to that Gryph-Charger. I should perhaps come with more of a plan to these to these live streams. Just haven't had the time. I just want to get painting. So this Gryph-Charger is going to go down onto the cloak. I've made a decision, and the paint is now going on, so there's no turning back. I just feel this will give a better covering than the Shyish purple. And it'd be nice to get a bit of a difference between the armour and the cloak as well. But I just it's a very light grey. Whoops. Let's try a bit of a mistake there. It's a bit of a thick brush, this one. Yeah, I think that's going to look good. Well, there might have been a bit of residue there. Maybe that's why it's not sticking. I thought so. Oops. Let's go to a smaller brush. So is that a lightning strike? Yeah, it is, isn't it? The detail hasn't come out on the edge, has it? This should be like a gold trim, which you can see it coming down here, and you can see it starting there, and then it's kind of lost on the miniature. So we're going to have to play that by eye, I guess. About the same thickness around. Yeah, how strange. Okay. I'm not very happy with this bit here. I don't know what's quite going on there. It's almost like slightly pitted. I'll tell you what, that would be far, far worse if I was using the Shyish purple, so... Yeah, I'm not... Okay. Yep. I think I'll look fine, though. Okay. Right, so moving on to Shyish purple. We're going to have to do... to be honest, we're going to do this with lead Belcher anyway, and then the gold, just like we have done with the gold all the time. Now the fire, so let's get the lighter colours of the fire, which is going to start with yellow. And we're going to go yellow and orange. So Iyanden orange and then Gryph-Hound orange. Iyanden yellow and then Gryph-Hound orange as our two that we're going to do. What is the next Kickstarter you are looking forward to? Well, it depends. I've already got Black Rose Wars, the Wave 1 core set, which got delivered before. But I am looking forward to Wave 2 of that. It's a big hit, that one, in the board game group, and playing it solo and everything else. I really do enjoy that game. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to the second wave of that, which should be coming the middle of November. Solomon Kane, cannot wait for that to come through. Hopefully December, that the Wave 1 will come to us. Street Fighter, the board game. Again, it should be November, December time. And that, you know, Street Fighter 2 on the arcade, it was kind of like my childhood. So yeah, that's for nostalgia purposes, for nothing else. I'm really looking forward to that one. But yeah, how about yourself, Board Game Dungeon? What are you? What's your next Kickstarter that you're looking forward to? Okay, let's get with the fire. That's a thicker brush. And you'll notice that all of those are miniature, kind of quite heavy on the miniature games. I'm a big sucker for a miniature. Although the Street Fighter one's going to be pre-painted. So that's all been done. That's taken a long, long time to get done though. April 2018? Is that right? Was it? Or June 2018 when it was when the campaign was on? It can't be that long ago, was it? Maybe. So yeah, we're going in with the firearm. Now, so I love that. I love the contrast between the yellow and the lightning, the fire and the lightning. Sorry. Oh, and sorry, and I nearly forgot probably one of the most anticipated board games for myself, which is Joan of Arc, the 1.5. Getting the rest of it. I've got the core, the dragon, devil, Ars Nova, stretch goals obviously and stuff like that. But I haven't got Apocalypse, haven't got Siege, not Teutonic yet. So that's all coming. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm trying to get this orange just to blend a little bit with the yellow. And then we'll do a little bit more orange on the ball. Fire. I'm just doing those wet blends. Awesome. So that's the fire, I think. Yeah, I might need to... I'm not very happy with... That's better. That was a bit too orange there, so just taking away some of the paint opens up that yellow a little bit more. It's pretty orange at the bottom of the ball, maybe? We might go in with it again, a little bit of a dry brush with this. Yeah, I think so. I think smouldering the ball underneath. Okay. Right, that's the fire done. I think what's going on I'm excited for Burn Cycle from CGT. Tidal Blades of Sleeping Gods and Aether Fields. Yeah, well, someone in my game group's getting Aether Fields. I can't wait for that as well. Such an interesting game. My copy of her model looks like that mould line doesn't exist across the back. Mould line? What? Not sure manufacturing issue or intended. Mould line. Oh, right, sorry, the cloak, the bit I was just talking about. Just looked at my copy, looks like the mould line doesn't exist across the back, so yours is the same. So yeah, it looks like that's just a production thing. A bit bizarre, gotta be honest, because there's a definite start of the line here. You can see the start of the line, and then it just doesn't exist after that. And the same on that side. Not a massive problem if you're painting it, but you know, you really Oathsworn, yeah. Yeah, Oathsworn, I was very tempted. I didn't back it. I was very, very tempted, and I come towards the late pledge when last minute I could have pledged for it. I just felt just a little bit like Kingdom Death Monster, that you're kind of going onto just onto one attack board each time, and like attacking. The mechanics will change obviously, and you'll level up your characters and all the rest of it. I loved the mechanic of you can choose cards or dice to attack, depending on if you want to go for that random swing to get really heavy attack, or if you wanted to kind of like the more known idea of using the cards. And it did entice me a lot of the things from it, but ultimately it just felt too similar to Kingdom Death. I've got Kingdom Death Monster. It seemed too similar to Kingdom Death Monster to warrant the pledge. I'd rather go for some different things. That was just my personal opinion. I know it is very, very popular, of course, and people are looking forward to that. But yeah, I think it's going to be a great game. Don't get me wrong. Right, okay. Let's go with Shyish purple next. Let's get some of this armour painted. I'm not really sure what to do this colour. I'm quite tempted to do this red, or maybe like a fire drape on the back. I don't know, or maybe just don't know. We'll come to that when we come to it. Right, let's get the Shyish purple out and see how this looks. I really wanted a purple colour, you see, because I blended the blue and the red together, which would make purple, and it was very, very mucky when I put the two colours together. So that's why I opted to try and buy an actual purple. Now again, I am going to go over this with lead Belcher for all of the gold trim, so I'm not too fussed about how this, if I get it over certain bits. I kind of don't want to, as best I can, but yeah, this Shyish purple is really quite nice. It's just like a lot of contrasts. If you've got a big flat surface, it doesn't work very well, and that's why, you know, contrast paints aren't the answer for everything. There was not a lot of priming on that, so not a lot of priming has managed to get to the back, which is kind of understandable because it's in the back. So just keep painting over, and the contrast paint will stick eventually. She's got lots of spikes, Gwaien. So when you hold it, just be careful when you're holding her. Okay. Then we got these areas here. Awesome. The other area. Hope everything's dry. Yeah, I was going to say the detail's not on some of these. Certainly, the trim for her armour isn't as good in some places as others. It seems still fantastic. Don't get me wrong. kind of like... It's just a lightning bolt. Okay. Shoulder pads. Which conventions do you attend? Oh, yeah, King of Death. I didn't back. I didn't back it on Kickstarter. I bought it on the secondhand market, Facebook Marketplace actually, and it was ideal because the guy I bought it off had not painted the miniatures, and that was one of the main reasons why I wanted it. Was for the fact you can basically, a little bit like Games Workshop, where you can create your own characters. So they give you sprues of loads of different arms, legs, weapons, hands, and everything else, and you can start to customize it, which is really cool. I love that idea. So as you play through the story and you start to level up your character, you personalize the miniature to match that. And there's like masks in the game, and it looks awesome. It's a dark world, like a lot of these things are. So it's quite mature in terms of its essence, but it's a good game. Which conventions do you attend? Right, okay. So I've been really lucky with the Discord community when Joan of Arc came up. When the UK Games Expo was coming around, they basically asked the community on Discord, anyone who wanted to kind of come to the convention, to demo 4 Mythic games. So there's a few of us that literally came from the Discord community, and we went to, because UK Games Expo is the one I tended to go to. It was really good fun. And so we managed to go and demo, effectively being ambassadors for Mythic games. It was really, really cool. Really cool. To meet some of the team and demo the games, like Super Fancy Brawl, for example. Easy. But yeah, UK Games Expo definitely, and because I'm UK based, Tabletop Live, is that what it's called? Tabletop Gaming Live, I think it's called, which is in London. But to be honest, they're the only conventions I've been to. I've not been to Essen, I've not been to Gen Con, or anything like that. I hope to. With stock 5. Yeah, well, Chaos, it seems like you can, You can certainly blend colours together. Now, I've kind of blended colours together using contrasts on the miniature itself, but I've never really done it on a palette before. But yeah, it seems to work fine. I mean, the hair seems to be good. And she's starting to come along again. I do love this. The instant kind of... Is that kind of metallic? No. You know what I could have done? If you're going to do this, what I would maybe be tempted to do is paint her completely in lead Belcher and then go over that with the Shyish purple. And that will give you the metallic look of her armour. That would be pretty cool. I'm not gonna change that now. I'm just gonna go in with this Shyish purple as standard. But that would be quite cool. I'd be really interested to see if people are going to do that. Oh, okay. Got to be careful here. I don't want to get the purple over the face, which I think I've literally just done. I might have got away with that. That might not be too bad. Let's get to a smaller brush. This is a bit more finer detail than old Marius. So let's go down to... I think this is the 000 brush. Or it might have started as a 00 and then I lost some bristles, so it's gone to a 000. Possibly. And that will just give me a little bit more control with this. Ooh. Now I'm going to use the camera to just check this. If I just gone over her eye, So I just need to get a bit closer to just check this in a minute. Might have just gone a bit too far over there. Okay. Sorry, I do shut up when I'm trying to concentrate a bit more fully. It's a great time to be a board gamer, though. My word, there's so much out there with Kickstarter. Obviously, with we'll see how Old Awakened Realms does with GameFound being their crowdfunding source, because that could change the game a little bit, open it up to more than just Kickstarter, which will be, I mean, any competition is good, right? It helps things develop and advance. So, yeah, I think that's all good. Excellent. Right, that's her headpiece done. We've got to do the back here now. I might just continue with this brush for a bit. Just I'm doing this kind of slight detail work. He says as he goes completely over it. Oh dear. Yeah, she's definitely coming along though, which is really cool. Just trying to see. If the better I can be in accuracy before I start the lead belcher, the easier it's going to be to know where to put the lead belcher. So that's why I'm trying to be a little bit careful. And I think that's the Shyish purple done. I just want to get in that bit there. Cool. Okay, so that's the Shyish purple done of her kind of armour, I guess you can call it. We've got a fair amount of lead belcher to do. I'm going to go with that technique again, where I'm going to put lead belcher and then go over it with the Iyanden yellow. Yes, I blended orange or blue into one another on a mini without a medium. So Gryph-Hound Orange and Gryph-Charger Grey. You don't need a contrast medium as the paints are watery. Yeah, no, I just heard there was a medium that you can use for it, and I wondered what it was for, basically, because like you say, they're very watery anyway. So why would you need that? So you put the Gryph-Charger with the orange, and what colour did that come out like? It'd be interesting to know what that would look like. That's going to look nice. I actually think, what am I going to do this sash as? I mean, it could be Gryph-Charger as well, to be honest. I'm not sure. Oh, I've forgotten her boots. Her boots are purple too. Where's that? Shush. Let's just do her boots. You will go back to Awakened Realms. Well, I'm not raking in the. Basically, I can't afford the Kickstarters at the minute, so I'm having a break. I've had a break for a few years now. But yeah, I'm not planning on backing ISS. I've not actually looked at it as a game, actually, to be honest. I absolutely love Nemesis, and again, it's one of the game board groups, my board game group's favourites. I think that's just such a fantastic game. It's basically Aliens in a box. I know it hasn't got the IP, but it might as well have. So yeah, and Tainted Grail I've not backed, other fields I've not backed, but as I said, someone in the board game group has, so at least I get to play that one. Great Wall of China, the Great Wall, I think it was called, was another one of theirs. So they've done quite a few, and they're doing very well, and understandably so. But Nemesis, yeah, that was awesome. Really enjoyed Nemesis. So what kind of game is ISS Vanguard? Is it Is it a Euro? Is it? Am I right in saying it's a Euro type game? Do they try and do a Euro type game? I don't know. But yeah, there's so many Kickstarters. Another one that I've backed, which again has got a really great community, is Starlight. It's not Starlight. Sorry, not Starlight. It's not called that anymore. Stars of Aggaros. And that looks like that's going to be an awesome game. I cannot wait for that. Like a space exploration combat with world exploration as well, a bit like Seventh Continent. But this space combat's awesome. They've released a kind of Tabletopia version just to kind of see how it plays, and it is so much fun. So I cannot wait for that as well. So there's a few things in the pipeline that will be coming out. Okay, so we've done her legs now. Just such a great use of sculpt this to show levitation by using the cloak. I mean, that is not going to break off, which is really good for these miniatures because, as I said, they're really stable, really solid miniatures. Awesome. Medium is used to lower the intensity. Oh, okay. Okay. So medium is just to lower the intensity of the paint. Okay, fair enough. Cool. It's great to have you here, Board Game Dungeon, because people, I haven't really seen much about contrasts until I got them, and then it's literally I've just been painting them as I imagine you would paint with contrasts. Just use them straight from the pot. Haven't bothered dumbing them down or anything like that. Right, I really need to think about this sash. Red is going to clash. Red will look terrible. That'll clash. I don't know. I really don't know. Should we go with Shyish purple? That's the obvious choice, right? Yeah. I think it's a nice flowing sash, so it'll look pretty good with this, I think. So actually, a medium would be quite good for the shot. Oh, you idiot! Have I got away with that? I think I've just about got away with that. We're going to find out. Do you not want to get this on the Gryph-Charger? Gryph-Charger Grey. I wish they would fit in in one of these. It does make painting it a bit easier. I like the deepness of that purple. It's cool. I think I did go over it a bit there. Let's see if we can. I might have left that too late. You see now. So, can you see? Sorry, I'm taking away. I'm just trying to take away that edge. So using water and then basically trying to take this paint off. That's better. I'll just come in here and try and make more of an edge, I guess. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I think purple's the right choice. Nice. You're off camera a bit. Oh, wow, sorry. Whoops. I need to keep an eye on that. I'll tell you what it is when I do detail, I bring it close because I'm slightly to the left of the camera, because the camera's here, which is literally, and my face is just off to the left. So when I go to detail, I should be doing this, really. And then there's my head. So yeah, if it goes off camera, sorry. It's just because I'm trying to look a little bit more detail at what I should be painting. Okay, I think we're ready for the lead belcher. So you know what I think. Yeah, I think we're going to go in with our size 0 and do it all with that. I think that should be fine. Yeah, and you know, I'm 100% learning all this recording, videoing, and all this stuff. I have not done it for long. So if you go, in fact, if you go to my channel and you go back to some of the gameplays that I did, first of all, I'm literally going around the board with the camera in one hand and playing with the other hand. You're quite likely to get motion sickness from some of those videos. So I should probably put a warning on them. So I'm trying to improve all the time. And, you know, any feedback is definitely most wanted. Please let me know how I, you know, things to maybe think about to improve. Not so much kit to buy. I don't have the money, the investment to buy loads of kits, new cameras, camera changing. I know that a lot of YouTubers have things like that. That's not what I'm on about. Just literally little techniques, little things that I want to do. So this one is a normal paint, not a contrast. Yeah, sorry, yeah. Lead Belcher is just a normal silver paint, normal acrylic silver paint. It's just the Citadel version, so it doesn't have to be Citadel, of course. It can be any brand. But it is a normal paint, so that's why you need to add water to it, or else it basically won't flow. It'll be way too dry. And you know, these they look like small pots, but they'll last you a long time. I don't know how long I've had this, for a very long time. You see, it kind of gets matted up. That's the nature of these pots. There's not a lot of it left in there. But I'd say I'll easily do all these super fancy Brawl miniatures, for example, even though I've used half of it on those on those statues. But yeah, it lasts a long time. I mean, to be honest, you could just skip the whole lead belcher part and just go in straight with the Iyanden yellow. It'll be a very bright yellow, but it'll look cartoony gold, certainly. So, is it essential, this step? Not really. Depends what you want. Seems to be a bit off from your last model painting. The angle has most of the model cut off near the bottom. Ah, brilliant! Thank you. That's exactly what I mean. So, and now I can see. That's probably because it is facing too far upwards. Hopefully that'll be better. And thanks for letting me know. Is that better? So I don't have the reason why it kind of changes quite often is because I don't have a designated room or space to do painting and video and stuff, so I just literally come on the kitchen table. So obviously with the family and everything, we have food and everything else, and then I set up in the evenings once everyone's gone to bed to do some painting. Is that better? Cheers, much improved. Ah, cool. I'll try and remember this position for the camera. Okay, that's kind of the cloak done. Looks pretty terrible, like silver on this grey. Well, not terrible. Actually, that's not quite true. It doesn't look terrible, but it'll look much better with gold, I think. It looks more like frozen this way. I've got to think about the inside of this cloak as well, actually, and what I'm going to do for that. Oh, 100% better. Brilliant. Right. I'll try and remember where I am linked to the board itself. I've also zoomed in a bit on the camera as well, just so you can see the miniature getting painted a little bit more clearer. Oh, a bit of water on there. I'm hopefully going to get a game of, possibly, tomorrow night. It'll be quite late. Well, I'll say quite late, about the same time as I started the stream. I'm going to get a game of SFB in, but I'm going to do it remotely. So my wife's, she's not into these kind of games, so I'm not going to be able to rope her in to play SFB. And as I said before, my children are too young. So the guy I play SFB with most frequently is Andrew. So the plan is hopefully to play him tomorrow. And what we're going to do is play it over Tabletopia, but I'm going to set up the physical board and follow the plays on that. And I'm hoping to record that as well. Oh dear, that's right. I hope to record that as well. So that'll be interesting. So kind of like remote play, but with the physical copy. And hopefully that'll come out all right. Now, I'm totally aware that obviously this is going on while the tournament's going on. So I'll rather people watch the tournament, to be honest. And give that a bit of publicity. But yeah, I desperately want to play SFB more. And I would have 100% gone into that tournament if I didn't have the kids all day. Okay, I think I just put my finger all over that silver, yes I did. Oops. Okay, so we're just just taking our time over this silver, just to try and not get over everything else, which is quite hard. But the more time and effort you put in, the better result usually. Okay. Oh, sorry, I'm a teacher. What's my occupation? So I've literally, so you know I mentioned about doing a solo rules variant. I'm only able to do that because we're now on our half-term break. So I'm going to have a bit more time, a little bit more time free. Obviously, I'm going to spend a lot of it with the family and everything, but certainly in the evenings I should have some time to work on that. I'm looking forward to that. Can't wait to see if my idea will actually work with that, and I will share it with all you guys because I'm not trying to make money or anything. So I'd rather other people maybe work, not work on it, but get ideas and try their own versions and see how we go. So in the UK, we've got like secondary school age, so everything from 11 years old up to 18-year-olds. And I'm a physics teacher, if you're wondering what I'm doing, what I teach. I don't know about you, but teachers tend to be quite prevalent in board game groups. I don't know if other people have found that. Awesome. Thanks, Chaos. I suppose that, yeah. Yeah, I've been a teacher for 12 years. 12 years now, so yeah, plenty of practice at it. So, but yeah, I think like I say, I've done some demoing for Mythic games at conventions, and that's the bit I really enjoy. I love just teaching people these games, and it's so easy with Mythic because their games are so good. And in fact, I'm hopefully going to be continuing that on in some capacity or another, but we'll soon see. Okay, cool. So now this is quite fine detail. This is getting quite hard. I need some more Belcher. Hopefully it pays off though. Okay. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, I've missed a whole purple part. Okay, I just got to be a little bit careful then with this bit. God, yeah. Is it still in camera focus, by the way? Because I'm trying to do these real... You know what? I need to clean my brush. I need to do that. Try and clean your brush often. What you don't want is any paint to get trapped inside. So keeping it clean as often as you really can. Let's go to a smaller brush anyway to try and do this detail around the chest. Ooh, hello. Sorry, yeah, just concentrating a little bit here. Yes. Getting there. Yeah, this paintbrush has definitely got smaller as I've lost bristles from it. So it didn't start off that small. I bet it still does the job. Okay, I'm just going to do these arms. And then the head spike. that? Oh, that's a lightning bolt, isn't it? That needs to be painted as well. This needs painted. Metal. Just get in there. Okay. How are we doing? Have you ever incorporated board games into? Yeah, I have actually. Well, you say board games into teaching. No, mainly because you don't. Well, yeah. Certainly in the school, I've introduced board games to the school, and like there's always been War Games Club, and there's usually an RPG kind of scene going on, but board games there's still not that massive in schools, so there's a lot of space for that. So more like clubs. So I run a board game club. Obviously, it's a bit hard at the moment, so we're a bit limited at the moment, but there's loads of games like things like King of Tokyo, code names. What else are we using? Tokaido, and then we've tried Marvel, tried Imperial Assault. So I've tried lots of games, and they've worked with different people. We've also done a bit of Star Wars RPG, which has been quite a big hit. And it's really useful to just do like an RPG because you can definitely social distance, and you can get all the precautions that you need to do, being in the school, of course, for that. So yeah, Star Wars, the Fantasy Flight one that I think they've discontinued now, they've stopped doing. But the Edge of the Empire, it's a fantastic system for an RPG. Rather than rolling dice to kind of beat numbers, you literally just got success and failure, and then you got advantage and disadvantage, and that's all that's on the dice. So it's a pure narrative way of taking tests and everything. I absolutely love it. I love it as a system, and it's Star Wars, so you've got that as well. So yeah, we do. I do certainly bring it in terms of clubs. Now, there's one of the board games I really want to get my hand on is something called Subatomic, which works for physics. So there's what are they called? I can't remember the board game designing company or the publishers, but they do like multiple linked to lots of subjects, and they're board games that are based on that. But Subatomic's supposed to be a really good game as well. And it talks all about quarks and what particles are made of and stuff. So I really want to get that to introduce it to the kind of A level where we do that content, but haven't done as of yet. Oh, Stuffed Fables, that was another hit, especially with the younger ones. Cool. Okay, so she's coming along, isn't she? She's not looking too bad. I quite like that. I quite like that contrast. I think, especially when this turns to gold. I think that, now the inside of that cape. Do we go with Gryph-Charger again? I think so. To keep that contrast the same. So I think we need to go Gryph-Charger Grey with that. We need to go for Shyish Purple just to finish off those. And then the gems themselves are kind of like a turquoise colour. So I've got a really nice colour again, which it's called green. It's called Akhelian green, but it's pretty much turquoise. So I'm going to go in with that myself. So let's go in with Gryph-Charger again and do the inside of the cloak. Oh, what games are made to play with the missus? So Code Names, Sheriff of Nottingham. She loves poker, so before kind of lockdown and the social distancing rules came into place, that was what we did. We used to go around to like friends' houses, and we would spend the evening playing poker. So we both love poker. But yeah, as I say, Codenames is a big hit. Sheriff of Nottingham is a big hit. I've just bought Chronicles of Crime, so we're going to try that one. And I gave it a little go around a mate's house, and I really liked it. I really liked how it worked. And my wife is quite into kind of those crime kind of games. So yeah, there's Genius Games. That's them. Genius Games. That's the one. Yeah. So that's the one I'm hoping to get at some point when all of this is kind of over, hopefully, and then we can move on to that. Cool. We just need to do the inside this part. Awesome. Okay, so that's the cloak done. Yeah, that was the right choice. Keeping the inside the same as the outside. Let's get that Shyish purple done. And then, I think we might be in time to do the turquoise. Then we can do the gold. And then, is she done? I need to do something with the hair. I think I'm going to... am I going to cheat? I think I'm going to use... Yeah, I think I'm going to cheat. Sorry. I might use Reichland Flesh Shade, which is a wash. No worries. Thanks, Board Game Dungeon, and thanks for joining the chat as well. And yeah, we'll see what the end product is. I'll have to get the base done. Let's have a look. Yeah, I should be able to do all that tonight. So I'll hopefully get her completely finished. I'll probably live stream to the point where I finish her. I do need to sort her face out. So I've got a few bits to do yet. Haven't done a necklace either, have I? No. Have we got any more of this silver? Yeah. Cool. I need to get in there with that silver. And then we can maybe use, so for the yellow for the gold, maybe a different colour for the bronze. Because it is different. If you have a little look at the picture again, we've definitely got a difference between the gold and that bronze. Played Detective. Yeah, it was awesome. The fact you can it like incorporates real world stuff. Don't get the season 1 version. I think that's the one I played. Huh. No, I played the season 1. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I didn't play with my wife, but we played as a board game group. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it made you feel like an investigator. It really did feel like you were an investigator. So in terms of immersion, it was fantastic. It took a bit of time, and it certainly took a bit of energy, because it actually feels like you're doing a job. But the rewards was quality. And the overarching case I thought was good. I really liked it. But yeah, I've not tried season 2 or anything like that. Oh, it's all going wrong. It's all going wrong. Oh, can I just... Yeah, so... Actually, no, it's alright. It's okay. It's okay. I think it's... Look. I think we'll be alright. Okay, awesome. Cool. What we got on here? Will you post again all the paints and brush sizes you use for her? Yeah, sure. I mean, to be honest, with brush sizes, I'm going to use the same 3 brushes for pretty much everything. So that's the Series 7 0, size 0. It's hard to know what this smaller brush is. I would probably go with the 000. I'd probably go with the 000 for detail. And this is just a massive size 4, so just a big size 4. You can see how bad the quality of this brush is, but it was just for doing big areas. But yeah, sure, I'll put them on. Season 1 came out last month. Huh? Are we thinking of Detective the board game? Sorry to keep you up, board game dungeon, but is that the same game you're talking about? Detective the board game? Because I bought that, God, over a year ago. So I don't know if that's the same one. Right. Right, well, we'll wait for that to dry. Let's get some white eyes onto our character. Yeah, that hair needs to have a bit darker in terms of the recesses, and then we can maybe highlight. So I am going to cheat. So I know I'm trying to stick to just contrasts only, but I might actually go in with a wash on that one just to change it a little bit. I mean, it's not bad, right? It's not bad at all. Oh, hang on a minute. She's got a gold. Oh, keep missing bits. Oh, that's way too much water. Okay, so we're going to go into the eyes now. Oh, God. So that's terrible. Nah, I don't know if it is. To be honest, like, oh, that's not terrible actually. That's fine. Eyes are one of those things you just need steady hand and just go for it as well. Yeah, they should be fine, right? Cool. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened here. It kind of blotted a little bit. It's not the end of the world. It doesn't look horrendous. It's not ideal, that's for sure. Just checking around, making sure I've got everything. Right, should we get this? I think I've used all that silver up now, haven't I? Oh, that might just be enough. You can certainly just leave the hair as is. I'm not completely happy with it, if I'm being honest. So that's why I want to just change it just slightly. Then you played the correct one. Yeah, okay, the same one. Okay. How do you get the various shades of blue on her lightning in hand? If you watch the video, Gryph-Charger, and while it was wet, I went in with Talassar blue. So that Talassar blue that I did that statue with the other day, yesterday, I just kind of like blotted it on and just kind of fed it into the Gryph-Charger. So it's pretty much blending on the miniature. And the same with the fire as well. Okay, should we get that turquoise on for the gems next? Yes, let's do that. So, where do I put it? There we go. So this is Akhelian green, which is basically turquoise. Yeah, thanks, Chaos. Yeah. You know, again, it just contrasts make life just easier. You literally, because it's so wet as a paint, you can just blend it on the miniature, especially when it's a big miniature like this. Look at this colour. I love this colour, by the way. It's just so bright and vibrant. Oh, lovely, lovely. And it says arcane green, but if you ask me, it's more of a blue turquoise. So, a bit bizarre, but yeah. Love the colour, though. Really nice, vibrant. I did some of my Joan of Arc miniatures with these, and I just love it. Is it all the same? Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's such a cool colour. Oh, there's one on the back as well. Great. Oh, I said to... Oh, he's gone. I presume he's gone now, but I've got to link the Discord. I'll put it... I'll tell you what. For the Discord, for Mythic Games, I'll post it in the description of this video. So you can see what it is. Right, should we get this silver going to gold now? So she starts to look a bit more like the actual picture. So, Iyanden yellow, and we're aiming for that gold effect, which, yeah, is pretty close to what that is. How long have we been? 1 hour and 21 minutes. So the proof's in the pudding, as they would say. So you know, it doesn't take that long to paint the miniatures. Do love my contrasts. And as I keep saying, not competition standard. That's not what it's about. It's about getting it to a good enough standard that you can chuck it onto the board and it looks nice. Whoopsie. Actually, I'm not happy with that. So, just gone over the Gryph-Charger there. So, go in with your paintbrush. Get some water on. There we go. Dry the brush and go back again. Being a bit more careful this time. A little bit over there, but it's the inside, not too fast. I think, Chaos, did you ask about edge highlighting or something? It's not. Yeah, you can do it with contrast paints as well, to be honest. If you've got an edge you need to just paint, and you can use the side of the brush. So just using the side of the brush on an edge will put the paint on that edge. So if you want a really nice clean edge for whatever reason, yeah, 100%, you can go down, and you would use the side of the brush and you kind of go down the edge like that, and it would feed just that edge. So yeah, 100% do some edge highlighting on certain things if you need that detail. What am I doing? What am I doing? Getting the rest of this. Cloak first. Such nice chunky miniatures. She's flying compared to Marius. Well, in terms of time, yeah, I suppose so. More of a simple miniature, smaller miniature for starters. But perhaps a bit more simple. I don't know. But yeah, she's going a bit quicker. I haven't done the face yet. I haven't done the hair yet, so I haven't finished yet. So probably it'll end up being about the same amount of time, I imagine. What's going on there? I must have put a finger on. Maybe. There we go. The problem is, she's up here and my hand's here. So ideally, I want to be holding closer to get more control. But that'll be all right. Yeah, where are we going? Blind painting there. Can't see. Okay. Right, so you just need to do the arm. Oh. Another coat. Yeah. You just Chaos, you're just asking about could I get that Gryph-Charger and go back over it? No. That's the problem with contrast. You can't. If I went over, imagine if you've ever used watercolours or those felt pens, you go over, you do one coat or one layer. If you go back over it, it kind of goes over and it ruins the contrast look. So you would have to go over the entire cloak. You could do that. You could actually do that. You could go over the entire cloak again with Gryph. But I don't want to lose that colour. I like the subtle shade of that grey. So I'm not going to do it. But so kind of yes and no. No, you can't just do it one little bit. You would have to do the whole area or it just wouldn't look right. That's all. And that's why you've got to be careful with contrast because they are kind of, well, they work best certainly when they're one coats only. Okay, that's the gold done. Awesome. What are we doing next then? Eyes. We need to do the eyes. One yellow and one. Well, I say blue. Gryph-Charger blue. One Gryph-Charger blue. Grey. Gryph-Charger Grey. So let's start with the yellow as we had it out. Let's go in with the smaller brush. Try not to get the yellow. That didn't work. Can't see. Oh. Nice. And you know, it's going to be slightly yellow around the area. I mean, there's a point. Now what? Like I did with Marius, if you remember with Marius, I did a kind of a black Templar start, then I'd put the white on afterwards, and then I put the yellow. I wonder if that might be worth doing. Yeah, let's have a little, let's see if we can really zoom in and have a little look. I don't think she needs it. I think she's got the natural shade from the miniature mould itself. So I think we'll be alright. No worries. And you got to remember, I I've been using contrast a fair amount, but I'm by no means an expert. So this is just my experience with. Oh wow, that's way too much. It's just my. Oh dear. Let's pull away that paint. There we go. So if you do get that, I just had way too much paint on the eye then. And I think once I take a photo, you'll see the difference between the two. But yeah, you don't really need to do much more, right? And even on close-up inspection, you know, of course there's bits that aren't perfect, but overall it's, I mean, if you look here, we've gone over the bit, but, you know, I'm not really too fussed. Right, should we try some additions to that hair? I think that might work better. I'm kind of aiming for just trying to finish this miniature by the end. We'll get some hard coat on those gems as well, just make those pop and just shimmer. Oh, we need to do that before I forget. So I just need to do this band gold. Awesome. Right. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just not. I don't know. Now, I'm not sure if it's because I blended. But the contrast isn't... It's not bad, actually. It's not bad at all. Oh, I don't know. That could potentially ruin it. Am I happy with the hair? I don't know. She's looking great. I hope mine comes off. 10%. It's just practice. Chaos. You know, I've been painting for a fair amount of time, so it's just about being steady brushwork, I think, more than anything else. But yeah. I mean, just kind of follow my steps as best as you can, and I'm sure it will come out. Just take your time. That'll be my best advice. Just take your time. I mean, that is I'm not gonna lie, that is annoying me. The kind of spottles on the bottom of that doesn't look clean, but I'm just gonna not worry about that. Yeah, the hair's not. I don't know. It's not. I don't know. I don't know what to do. If I go in with a wash and it ruins it, then I'm not gonna be happy. But I don't know. Does it need? No, I'm not going to go in with a wash. I'm going to keep it as it is. I'm quite happy with that. It's got enough contrast to show the strands of hair. Yeah, no, I'm more than happy with that. That's cool. So I think she's done. Oh, let's do some eyebrows. Let's go all in. So Black Templar. Small brush. Let's see if I can ruin this face. Black Templar's not one you can easily get off the miniature. Is this really worth doing it? What am I doing? Let's just, we're here to have a bit of fun, right? I don't know. It's going to be hard to see, but we're going to go in with a line. It's about commitment, and then down, yeah, and then down there. To be honest, it's going to be hardly noticeable. It means I can cover up, oops, that initial mistake. Let's just do a bit of a darker line. Yeah, cool. Okay, it's really quite hard to see, but it's got the eyebrows now. Could you turn those splotches into, say, stars or something? Yeah, I suppose I could. I'm not. I did see that paint job, which was really quite good in terms of having the ideas of that. But the idea is, I suppose, the fact that they're dark and that you've got a very light colour behind, so it's not like I've got a dark colour that I can put bright stars on. I'm happy with it. I'm just not thrilled that it's done that. Now, whether that's just because there's some kind of like little indents around the cloak, it's not that bad, but it is noticeable. And I think, actually, well, hang on a minute. Whoa, we've got the mouth, which I've not even thought about, to be honest. So I think we can do something with the mouth, right? So that top lip, let's go in with the Shyish purple with the top lip. So, and this is the beauty that people don't, well, I'm saying this very much a generalisation, but you can certainly use contrast paints for detail work. It's got the it flows well enough that you can effectively do that. Okay, that's not her lip, that's actually her mouth. I've just managed to do that. Not a massive problem. Right, oh dear. This is the beauty of live though, yeah? She now looks like... it's not as bad as I thought, actually. But I've kind of coloured in her mouth, which is fine, because I'm going to go in with a white. And hopefully leave a little bit on the top, a little bit on the bottom, which kind of denotes the idea of lipstick, effectively. So back with the Rathbone paint pot. Oh, I should wait for that to dry, really. And we're going to go in to the mouth again with pure Rathbone. I'm going to say pure white, but with Rathbone, and try and make it so we can see kind of like teeth gritted. Hang on a second. Oh, this is not good. Okay, let's see how that looks. Can't really see. I think that's good. Hang on a minute, just trying to look. Well, I don't want it to look like it's a moustache, but I think that works. I don't know. Okay, so I think. Yeah, I'm not. Whoop. Not sure. I'm not sure. In fact, if we do... I've got an idea. If I do a thin as line as I possibly can along the bottom, then it's not going to look It will look more like lipstick rather than a moustache, possibly. Yeah, that's better. That's much better. Okay, cool. Right. So that's about. I'll show you the Ard coat. I'll show you the application of the Ard coat, and then we'll call it a night on the live stream. And I'll just get the base done, and I also need to get what's her name again? Destruction bloke. I've forgotten. Garnet or something. Need to get his statue done as well. Right, so you literally just it looks like, what's the best way to describe it? It just looks like PVA, a very wet PVA glue, but that's a varnish. It's effectively a varnish, and then by basically just painting it on, you get that sheen look. So very simple. And as I said, it works really well for eyes, and if you want kind of anything glossy, windows, stuff like that. There you go. So I don't know if that's coming out in the picture, but effectively those gems now are glossy. Okay. Cool. Well, for those jumping in the stream, thanks for sticking with it and asking the questions. That's what it's all about. It's getting. Hang on a minute. I know what I haven't done. Her necklace. So bronze. Yellow for gold. Orange. Let's give it a go. So I'm going to use the orange to do the necklace, and hopefully that will come up as a kind of coppery bronze colour. But it's really hard to see. Yeah, that looks good. Just gotta make sure I get under. There we go. Perfect. Thank you for answering all my questions. I know I ask a lot. It's just the excitement bleeding through for this game, and start painting mine. You're more than welcome. I know. The more questions, the better. Especially because you're starting out painting. Just ask questions, and ask questions in the community as well, because there's so much expertise just in the Discord for Mythic that you can get so many answers from them. So yeah, please keep asking questions and post your pictures. No matter how bad you think they are. It's all about learning. I mean, I'm still learning all the time. I mean, about the blending of contrast paints tonight, about varnish from Board Game Dungeon, so thank you to you. I'll have a look at the weathered stone effect that you talked about, so that'd be cool to look at. And it's just a matter of sharing experiences and improving together. That's the key. You can always improve no matter what your level is, and that's really important to know. Cool. Okay. So, thanks for watching, and I'll probably, as I say, the hope is to maybe get a game in, kind of a remote game on Tabletopia, live streaming on the physical copy on the board. So that's going to be the plan, hopefully for tomorrow, but I will keep you posted. Okay, I'll put all the list of the paints I used on the description below, and I'll see you next